everybody. This is Miss Stacy from the Youth Services Department of the Fayetteville Public Library, and this is Preschool Storytime for ages 3 to 5. Let's jump right in and sing our hello song. We wave and sing hello, we wave and sing hello. With our friends it's story time, we wave and sing hello. We clap and sing hello, we clap and sing hello. With our friends it's story time, we clap and sing hello. We wink and sing hello, we wink and sing hello. With our friends it's story time, we wink and sing hello. Hello! I'm so glad you're here. Before we really get to our stories, we can talk about a couple of announcements, the first of which is very exciting. You may have heard. Next week, we are going to open Storytime back up to in-person audiences, so that's super, super exciting. It's going to be a limited audience to keep enough space in the room, but the way we're going to manage it is that you, at 9 a.m. when the library opens, patrons are invited to come to the library and receive a ticket. And we'll just have a few tickets available, a certain number. And once the tickets are gone, they're gone. But the folks who get here at 9 and get a ticket will be able to come to our live in-person story time. And we're so excited. I cannot wait to see you here next week. And I hope that you'll join us next Tuesday. 9:30 is our preschool story time. But if you don't make it, we'll still be live streaming, so you can watch it from home still. So that's great news. I'm so excited to see you. We also have our 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten program still going, and that's going to continue. That's a program that runs all the time. I love being able to cheer you on as you read stories and hit your milestones and come in for prizes for reading. So that's a free program to earn prizes for reading that you're probably already doing. So sign up for that at the preschool desk, and you'll get a fun little tote bag and a little program book to log your reading. The third and final announcement I have is our Super Saturday program. This Saturday at 10 a.m. in the Event Center, we will have Afrikaya, which is a hugely popular show that we've had before. And it's basically a multi-ethnic group of dancers and drummers, and they are going to be sharing music and culture from West Africa. And we're really excited about that one. 10 a.m. in the Event Center, no registration required. Our story time theme today is all about, any guesses? What do you think? Bears! Bears are our story time. They're so cute. We have so many fun bears to play with. And if you wanted to sign bear in American Sign Language, you would turn your hands into claws and then cross them over your chest and claw at your shoulder. Bear. That's a fun one to do, isn't it? And it looks just like a bear. No wonder that's the sign for bear. Bear. Good job, friends. Let's jump in and read our first book. Okay. Our first story today is called Polar Bear Island by Lindsey Bonia, and the pictures are by Cinta Villalobos. Oh, look at Polar Bear Island. It looks so cool. Maybe a little cold for humans, but perfect for polar bears. What's that guy doing? Looks like she's a suitcase. Okay. Polar Bear Island was peaceful and predictable. Parker, the mayor, planned to keep it that way. Look, he's putting up a sign. Welcome to Polar Bear Island. No others allowed. But Kirby waddled where the wind blew, and today she was floating toward paradise. Look at her with her little lookout glass. Oh, she turned pants into a sail. Isn't that funny? Kirby's a penguin, isn't she? Didn't you read the sign? Asked Parker. Get out. I've had a long journey, said Kirby. Please let me stay for the night. One night, no more. Parker stomped away. Can you stomp? Stomp away. Kirby opened her suitcase. Some curious polar bears peeked out of their dens. What are you doing? They asked. I'm looking for my flipper slippers, said Kirby. They keep your flippers and feet warm. Plus, they're reversible. With one side, you can skate on ice. With the other, you can wade through snow. Ooh, said the bears. Do they work on paws? I want a pair. Me too. Kirby was excited to share her invention with her new friends. The bears loved learning to make flipper slippers of their own and couldn't wait to try them out. But their laughter woke up Parker. What are those things on your paws? He growled. Flipper slippers, said the bears. They're toasty warm and tons of fun. Try some. Parker shook his head. Polar bears have paws, not flippers. I knew something like this would happen. Start packing, penguin. That's not very nice, is it? And look how much fun the polar bears are having. They love the flipper slippers. But the polar bears protested. She can't go now. She's still helping me with my slippers and mine. This could take a while, said Kirby. Let her stay, begged the bears. Fine, one penguin, no more. Look at they've got all their craft supplies. Kirby flapped her flippers with glee. She sent a letter to her family telling them all about her adventures, which is exactly why they came to visit. Look at Kirby's family. They're all like have a ton of luggage and bright, colorful clothing. Parker was not happy. Didn't you read the sign? He asked. Get out! The sign says, welcome to Polar Bear Island, no others allowed. But then he added, one penguin and no others allowed. So only Kirby. Wait, said Kirby, this is my family. We've had a long journey, said the penguins. Please let us stay. Parker raised a claw. 1 week, no more. Then he stomped away. Stomp, 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 stomp. Kirby's family opened their suitcases. Her friends peeked out of their dens. What are you doing? They asked. I'm making my sled bed, said Kirby's brother. I'm whipping up a batch of snow cones for snack time, said Kirby's sister. I'm shoveling paths for snowshoots, said Kirby's cousin. Soon the bears were slurping snow cones, swishing down snowshoots, and sleep sliding in their sled beds. All the bears, except for Parker. You penguins are taking over this island, he shouted. Pack your bags, hop on your ice floe, and whoa! Parker slipped on some sleet and crashed to the ice. Ow, he cried. I can't move my leg. The polar bears shook their heads. This never would have happened if you'd been wearing flipper slippers. His face when he's falling looks funny. Kirby and her friends leaped into action. They rolled Parker onto a sled bed and shoveled a snowshoe to his den. They pushed his paws into flipper slippers and stuffed him with sugary snow cones. Wow, thought Parker. This sled bed's so snuggly. My paws feel so toasty. These snow cones are scrumptious. In 1 week, Parker was back on his paws again. The penguins started packing. They knew their time on Polar Bear Island was up. That's sad. What's going on here? Asked Parker. Didn't you read the sign? The penguins nodded. Yes, that's why we're leaving. What does the sign say? Look, looks like he made another change. Welcome to Polar Bear Island. And they crossed out no, and it just says others allowed. Maybe you'd better read it again, Parker pointed to the freshly painted sign. I was wrong. You penguins weren't taking over the island. You were making it a much better place. Please stay. He wants them to stay. Look, they're having a party. Look at the lights strung up. So they did. Penguin and Polar Bear Island became a wonderful place to live for everyone. Isn't that so cute? Look at them all skating together. Oh, that guy fell. But they've got a snow cone cart and all kinds of fun things. That looks like a really fun time. And now here's Polar Bear Island again. And this time it has penguins and polar bears and lots of more color. That's so fun. The end. I like that story. That one was a fun one. Okay, so let's sing a little song, okay? This one is like If You're Happy and You Know It, but it's different words because it's about bears. So, if you're a panda and you know it, clap your paws. If you're a panda and you know it, clap your paws. If you're a panda and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a panda and you know it, clap your paws. If you're a polar bear and you know it, show your teeth. If you're a polar bear and you know it, show your teeth. If you're a polar bear and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a polar bear and you know it, show your teeth. Okay, here's the last one. If you're a grizzly bear and you know it, growl real loud. Rawr! If you're a grizzly and you know it, growl real loud. Rawr! If you're a grizzly and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a grizzly and you know it, growl real loud. Rawr! Are you growling real loud? That song will be way more fun when we're growling real loud together. I can't wait to hear your little growls our next time we're together. Okay, let's read our second book of the day. And this one is a favorite. I know that we have read it in story time before, but I never have, and I love it so much, and I think you'll see why. It's a fun one for story time. A Library Book for Bear by Bonnie Becker, and pictures are by Katie McDonald Denton. What do you see here? There's a bear, and he's got a stack of books. What's that? A mouse? Interesting. Look at the library book shelves. And here we've got a little basket of books. Oh, look at Bear's little house. Isn't it cute? Okay. Bear had never been to the library. He had 7 very nice books at home. 3 about kings and queens, 3 about honeybees, and 1 about pickles. Bear was quite sure he had all the books he would ever need. One morning, Bear heard a tap, 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 tapping on his door. Who is it? He's just reading a book, drinking his coffee. When he opened the door, there was Mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. "We're off!" exclaimed Mouse with a happy wag of his whiskers. Bear frowned. He had agreed to go with Mouse to the library, but now he was quite sure it was a dreadful mistake. "Completely unnecessary," Bear announced. "I have all the books I need right here." He points to his books. He looks very unfriendly right now. "Oh, there are many delightful books in the library," Mouse assured him. "Humph," Bear grumbled, but he had promised. So he buckled up his red roller skates and stepped outside, grabbing a basket for the books. He got his roller skates in a basket. Is that what you put on when you leave the house? I think I would fall if I went around on roller skates. Bear skated and Mouse rode in the basket to the library, the wind rippling nicely through their fur. So what a lovely day. But when they got to the library, Bear didn't like how big it looked. "There are far too many books in there," he protested. "Most excessive." "Oh, no, it's quite exciting," Mouse said, leading Bear through the tall doors. Look, he's pulling him. In the library, there were more books than Bear had ever thought there could be. He quickly found a tucked-away corner, but even here, there were lots and lots of books. "Humph, Terribly extravagant. Bear's voice was a little loud. I shall find you the perfect one, Mouse said quietly in his library voice. What about pickles? Commanded Bear. After all, he only had one of those. But Mouse had whisked away. Look at Bear's face. I don't think he's having a good time. Mouse came back with a thick green book. Bear opened it. Rocket ships? Ridiculous. Bear's voice was getting louder. A good book about pickles is all I require. Remember, quiet in the library, murmured Mouse as he scurried off. He soon returned with a tall, yellow book. I am not interested in wooden canoes. Bear's voice was even louder. Quiet voices in the library, Mouse reminded him. My voice is always quiet, Bear shouted. I hope that's not too loud on the microphone. I will find my own book. I can assure you that pickles are quite interesting. Mouse didn't look so sure, but Bear quickly spotted a blue book with a pickle on the spine, and Mouse sprang up the shelf to get it for him. See it up there? Inside were pictures of pickles. The pickles had little fairy wings. They were dancing with petunias. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? No dancing pickles, Bear roared. Shh, said a voice. Bear peeked around a bookshelf. There sat a librarian with a cluster of youngsters gathered around her. The librarian smiled, but a mother squirrel squished an angry finger against her lips, and an old raccoon said sternly, "Quiet in the library." One thing I love about this book, friends, is that you'll notice the librarian isn't the one saying, shh, it's the other people. And that's what happens here a lot of times to me. I never tell anybody to be quiet, well, unless you're screaming. But the other patrons think you have to whisper, and that's not always the case. It's okay to use our regular voices in the library. Bear turned back with a huffy sniff. I know when I'm not wanted, he told Mouse. I want to go home. Surely at least one book, Big Mouse began, but Bear cut him off. I have all the books I need. He looked quite certain. Then we are off, said Mouse, but his whiskers didn't wag this time. He looks really sad, doesn't he? Oh. Bear stood stock still. He was listening carefully to a voice on the other side of the bookshelf. So the very brave bear began to inch his way toward the treasure chest, the voice was saying. I'm ready, began Mouse. Shh, exclaimed Bear. It's just getting to the good part. But you said. Look at Bear listening. Quiet voices in the library, Bear bellowed. He's screaming it. That's so funny. Screaming about quiet voices. This time, the librarian got up and looked around the bookshelf at Bear. Bear stood very still and quiet, as if he had been still and quiet all along. Would you like to join story time? The librarian asked. Bear glanced at Mouse. We'd love to have you, said the librarian. Bear and Mouse scooted around the shelf and found 2 empty chairs. The librarian began to read again. Bear lifted the lid to the treasure chest, and inside, the librarian paused. Mouse and Bear strained forward. Inside, she said, was a mound of pickle slices, and each shining slice was made of diamonds and gold. And everyone shouted, "Hooray for the very brave bear!" And then she said, "The end." Bear stared dreamily into space for a moment. Then he looked over at Mouse and announced, "As I said, pickles are most interesting." "Indeed," said Mouse. So refined. Later, Mouse rode in the basket with 7 new books. There were 2 about wooden canoes, 2 about rocket ships, 2 about teapots, and 1 called The Very Brave Bear and the Treasure of Pickle Island, which Bear read to Mouse that very same day. The end. Isn't that so cute? I love that one. Such a fun one. Okay, are you ready for another song, friend? Okay, this one sounds like Mary Had a Little Lamb, but we changed it again. So it's about bears. So we're going to say, grizzly bears are big and brown, big and brown, big and brown. Grizzly bears are big and brown and live in the woods. This time we're going to talk about polar bears. Polar bears are soft and white, soft and white, soft and white. Polar bears are soft and white and live where it's cold. Last one, okay? Teddy bears are just my size, just my size, just my size. Teddy bears are just my size to cuddle with at night. Do you have a teddy bear? Do you like to squeeze it and cuddle it? Oh, so soft. I feel like this bear is just the right size for me. I love him. He's so soft and cuddly. You go back down there, bear. We'll finish story time, okay? Okay. We have one more book, kids. And this one is a cute one. It is called Panda and Polar Bear by Matthew J. Bayek. Oh, look at the bear paws. Look how cute they are. Panda bears are from Asia, and they like to eat bamboo, whereas polar bears live where it's very cold, in the Arctic, in Antarctica, in both places, on the ice. Ooh, there's no bamboo on the ice. In a place where spring met winter, there lived 2 kinds of bears. Where it was green and grassy lived the panda bears, and where it was white and wintry lived the polar bears. But in between loomed a tall, steep, and slippery cliff. It was too tall for a panda bear to climb up, and too tall for a polar bear to climb down. And so the 2 never met. It's kind of sad, isn't it? You see the little panda family, and here's a little polar bear family. Until one curious polar bear became too curious. What was beyond his white wintry world? He walked closer to the edge of the cliff, and closer still. Perhaps a little too close. What happened? He fell over the cliff. Oh my, let's see what happens. Luckily, the polar bear landed in a patch of soft, squidgy mud. It was sticky and brown and yuck. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Something was coming. The polar bear ran, but the cliff was too tall, too steep, and too slippery to climb up. Stomp, stomp, stomp. What's coming? The polar bear covered his eyes. He peeked from behind his muddy paws. What's he look like now? And saw a strange, splotchy bear staring at him. "Are you new?" asked the strange, splotchy bear. "Do you want to play?" Said the polar bear. The splotchy bear took this as a yes. In no time, they were climbing trees, playing hide and seek, and following the leader. Doesn't that look fun? Look, I think this one's funny. You see the panda bear hiding behind that little bitty thin reed of bamboo, and you can see him. He's not very good at hiding, is he? Okay, finally they sat down for a snack. Yick, thought the polar bear. This bamboo is too hard. He had a better idea. "Let's fish," he said to his new splotchy friend. The polar bear looked into the water and gasped. Could it be? He wasn't plain white anymore. He had turned into a splotchy bear. Like he sees his reflection. Splash! He swam out, snatched a fish. I think this page is really pretty. I love all the watercolors and the different colors of the fish. Isn't it pretty? And proudly presented his catch. "You're fading," the splotchy bear said. "Where are your panda patches?" "Panda patches?" the polar bear replied. "Aren't you a panda bear?" asked the splotchy bear. "No," he said quietly. "I'm a polar bear. I'm all white, just like snow." He sighed. What terrifically splotchy panda bear would want to be friends with a plain white panda bear? But the panda's face brightened. "I've never seen snow," he said. "What's it like?" So the polar bear explained all about snow. But the more he talked, the more he remembered. And the more he remembered, the more he missed. Suddenly, the polar bear was homesick. "I'll help you get home," said the panda bear. "But the cliff," the polar bear replied. "I'll think of something," said the panda. Aren't they cute? They look a little sad now, though. So he thought, and he thought, and he thought, until he couldn't think anymore. Look, he's all thunk out. "Maybe we could use bamboo," suggested the polar bear. "My mother told me never to play with food, but I think it's okay this time," said the panda bear. Together, they made a very long ladder. A very, very long ladder. Look, they made it from bamboo. When it was finished, the time had come for the polar bear to go. He looked off at the panda bear. Would they still be friends after he left? The polar bear wanted to ask, but he wasn't sure how. Instead, he turned and slowly climbed the ladder. And climbed and climbed. The higher he went, the harder the wind blew. The ladder began to shake. And then it was suddenly still. What happened? Why was it still? The polar bear looked down. There was the panda bear holding on to the ladder with all his might. "Don't worry," the panda called. "I've got you." In fact, they had each other and a lot more to discover. What do you see here? It looks like they both climbed the ladder made of bamboo. And here you've got a panda bear and a polar bear playing together in the snow. The panda finally got to see snow. Isn't that awesome? And now they're going to play together. That's so cute. The end. I like that one. It's a happy one. Okay, friends. So now let's explore what's in this basket. What do you think is in here? Let's see here. Well, the first bear cub, as he scratched his fleas, said, "Oh, I wish I had a hive of honeybees." Let's give it to him. He's got it. Okay, said the second bear cub as he sniffed about. Sniff. "Oh, I wish I had a nice big trout." That is a big trout, almost as big as that bear, isn't it? Said the third bear cub as he began to scratch. Look at him scratching. "Oh, I wish I was in a strawberry patch." Let's give it to him. There, that's what he wants, huh? Said the fourth bear cub as he rolled on the ground. There he is rolling on the ground. "Oh, I wish I had some bugs around." Should we give him bugs? Let's do it. There's your bugs, bear. Said the fifth bear cub as he gave a wink. Look how cute he is winking. Oh, I wish I had some water to drink. Let's give him water. There's a puddle for you, bear. All right. Said the sleepy mother bears. We don't need a thing because we're big and we're fat and we're sleeping till spring. The bears are sleeping. The mamas don't need a thing, do they? All right. Well, the baby bears have what they want, and so do the mama bears. Should we sing one more song? I think so, okay. Let me get my little helper here. Okay, I got my helper. Where is Bayer? Where is Bayer? Here I am, here I am. How are you this winter? Very tired, thank you. Go to sleep, go to sleep. I kind of want to do it again, but he's sleeping. What should we do? Okay, let's yell. Ready? On the count of 3, we're all going to yell, wake up, bear, okay? 1, 2, 3. Wake up, bear! Woo! Where is Bayer? Where is Bayer? Here I am, here I am. How are you this winter? Very tired, thank you. Go to sleep, go to sleep. Well, that bear, he sure is tired, but he's also our craft today. So, do you know what shape this is? It's round. It's a circle. And so you may have noticed that my bear finger puppet was made entirely of circles. There's this circle. We had some googly eye circles. We had these little circles that we punched out from this big circle, and they make his ears. And then finally, we had his nose as a circle too. And when we put all the circles together, we have this finger puppet bear. And so I'm going to put out some craft kits today at the preschool library. This will be the last time we do it this way, because next week we're going to have an in-person audience who will do the craft. But for this week, there will be craft kits while supplies last at the preschool desk, where you can come and make your very own bear finger puppet, just like this. It's a lot of fun to make. I've got all the materials ready. All you need to add is glue. Okay, friends. Thank you so much for joining me for story time today. I had a lot of fun talking about bears and reading stories about bears, and I can't wait to see your faces next week. But for now, it's time to say goodbye, so we will sing our goodbye song. We wave and sing goodbye. We wave and sing goodbye. With our friends at story time, we wave and sing goodbye. We clap and sing goodbye. We clap and sing goodbye. With our friends at story time, we clap and sing goodbye. We wink and sing goodbye. We wink and sing goodbye. With our friends at story time, we wink and sing goodbye. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.